Prepare IAS coaching. It is one of the best coaching institutes for IAS and PCS preparation in Lucknow. This is the address and this is the contact number. You can contact them for getting further guidance for your preparation. So hello everyone, in this video we will do the daily current affairs analysis of 4th November 2021. So the first topic which we will discuss is about the inner line permit. So it is from GS paper 3 and topic is internal security related issues. So what is an ILP? It is a document required by non-natives to visit or stay in a state that is protected under the ILP system. At present, four northeastern states are covered, namely Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Nagaland. Inner line permit is also mandatory for entering into Lakshadweep. Both the duration of stay and the areas allowed to be accessed for any non-natives are determined by the ILP. The ILP is issued by the concerned state government and can be availed both by applying online or in person. An ILP is only valid for domestic tourists. Rationale behind starting the ILP. So the inner line permit is an extension of the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act 1873. After the British occupied the northeast, the colonizers started exploiting the region and its resources for economic benefits. They first started tea plantations and oil industries in Brahmaputra Valley. The indigenous tribes living in the hill areas would regularly conduct raids into the plains to loot and plunder, marauding the tea gardens, oil rigs, and trading posts set up by the British East India Company. It was in this context that the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act was passed in 1873. So the prelims hotline topics are map-based questions involving northeastern states, northeast states and their international neighbors. So source of this news is The Hindu. Next is growing digital divide in India. It is from GS paper 2 and topic is protection of vulnerable sections of the society. So how have online classes affected children? Young children whose parents are too poor or to buy laptops, tablets or the optimum internet package for home classrooms during the epidemic have dropped out of school and are at a risk of being dragged into child labor or worse, child trafficking. Even the right to education depends on who can afford the gadgets of online classes and who cannot. So, what is the problem? The court heard an application by private school authorities against the order of the Delhi High Court in September 2020, ordering them to provide their students with a 25% EWS DG online grant free of charge. The High Court has ruled that schools can receive a refund from the government. The Delhi government has said it does not have the resources to rehabilitate schools with online gadgets. Although the Supreme Court upheld the Supreme Court's order in February 2021, the court ruled that both institutions and states such as Delhi are incapable of inciting their obligations to children. What is next? The court has asked the Delhi government to come up with a plan to implement the rule of thumb proposed in the High Court decision. The court said the institution should participate in the consultation. So, what is a digital divide? It means the difference between people who have access to and the resources to use new information and communication tools such as the internet and people who do not have the resources and access to technology. It also means the difference between those who have the skills, knowledge and skills to use technology and those who do not. So where is it? Digital diversity can exist between those living in rural areas and those living in cities, between gender, between educated and uneducated people, between economic sectors, and globally between the most developed countries. Status in India. Although India has 220 million smartphone users and is the second largest market for smartphones in the world, global penetration is still 30% of the population in India. There is diversity, a great diversity in rural and urban areas in India. Statistically, more than 75% of the country's broadband connections are in the top 30 cities. Similarly, many states like the northeastern states, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Assam are lagging behind other provinces in the use and development of ICT. Globally, 12% of men use the internet more than women in 2017, while in India, only 29% of total internet users are women. Another important reason for the digital divide in India is the lack of sharing of information. The division of information is directly related to the segregation of data. So, the impact of this digital division: low gender representation. Due to high gender diversity, thousands of Indian girls in these remote areas have been denied access to information and communication technology (ICTs), which is a major cause of women's representation in the workplace. Denial of knowledge. This lack of equal access to online resources and information deprives people of higher education and skills training that can help them contribute to the economy and become world class leaders. Non delivery of social services. As more schemes have started using ICTs in their delivery simultaneously due to digital segregation, it will create a major problem. So, source of this news is again the Hindu. Next is about the Rohingya crisis. So, it is from GS paper 2 and topic is bilateral, regional, and global groupings and agreements involving India and or affecting India's interests. So, why it is in the news? Bangladesh plans to send more than 80,000 Rohingya refugees to a remote island, Bhashan Char, located in Bay of Bengal, after concluding a United Nations aid agreement. About 19,000 Muslim refugees from Myanmar have already moved from the mainland camps to the island of Bhashan Char despite concerns raised by aid groups. Background: Bhashan Char is a specially developed island to accommodate 1 lakh of the 1 million Rohingya refugees in neighboring Myanmar. While human rights groups have condemned the move and some have been forced to do something against their will, the government has insisted that refugees migrating to the island do so voluntarily. So, who are the Rohingyas? They are a racial group, especially Muslims. They were not given full citizenship by Myanmar. They are classified as foreign nationals or joint citizens. Geographically, they are closer to the Indo-Aryan people of India and Bangladesh than the Sino-Tibetan people of the country. They have been described by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres as one of the most discriminated people in the world. So the prelims hot link topics are: who are the Rohingyas, Rakhine State, about the International Court of Justice, and ICJ versus the International Criminal Court. Source of this news is The Hindu. Next is climate resilience information system and planning tool. So it is a prelim specific topic. So the government of India has introduced the climate resilience information system and planning CRISP M tool under the Mahatma Gandhi Narega initiative, MG Narega initiative. It will lead to integration of climatic information with the geographic information system GIS based watershed planning. It will also create new opportunities in our rural communities to address challenges of climate change and thus protect the rural areas from climate related disasters. Source of this news is PIB. Next is, what is territorial army? It is a prelim specific topic. So about the territorial army, the first Indian president Shri Rajagopalachari officially appointed the Indian Territorial Army on October 9, 1949. It is an organization where volunteers apply for short-term training every year to be prepared to deal with any situation that arises or to work to protect India. The Territorial Army, also known as the Terriers, is considered the second line of defense in the aftermath of a war. So eligibility: any Indian male citizen between the ages of 18 and 42 can apply for and enter the TA service as long as they clear the written examination, interview, medical examination, and required training. So, next is roles and responsibilities. The Territorial Army is part of the regular army, and its current role is to liberate the regular army from stationary activities and to assist public administration in dealing with natural disasters and the maintenance of vital functions in situations where public health is compromised or national security is threatened, and provide regular army units where needed. The Territorial Army falls under the Department of Defense, Ministry of Defense, Government of India. So source of this news is PIB. So thanks a lot for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.